Gardening in the Australian summer can be tough. Lots and lots of people think that nothing much is going to grow, and a lot of other people think that it's just time to sit back and relax and enjoy the garden. That is true, but there's still a lot of work to be done in order to get your garden successful. Remember that if you want to be able to have a productive garden during the months of March, April and May, you need to put that effort in during the summertime in Australia, otherwise you're not going to get the results that you need to. There's so much that you can be doing right now, and that is what we're going to be looking at in just a few minutes. So in general, yes, absolutely. Sit down, enjoy the fruits of your labour, and look and think about what has done well in your garden during the year, because this is important. You can start to look at not only what's worked for you, but what hasn't worked, and therefore you can start to look at what are the things that I could do next year in order to rectify and mitigate some of those problems. You need to start looking at deadheading your roses and some of your perennials. Need to do a lot of weeding, because springtime and that early summer period is when weeds are just going to take off. And so if you get into your weeds early, you're not going to have as many problems. Stake out your tomatoes and those kind of things, and start putting up your tomato cages and so on, because that's going to help you as the growing season starts to really take off. So you want to be pruning your shrubs, trimming down your lavender, because this is going to encourage new growth, and then tying up any of your climbers and stuff like that, so that they're going to climb in the right directions, and they're going to build really good solid root works that are going to support their growth. Your lawns need to be left a little bit longer than normal, because if it's a hot day, they're not going to dry out quite so much, and they're going to help retain some of that moisture. Cut back on things like your tulip bulbs and things like that, and also you'll want to be looked at planting your autumn plants now, so that they've got plenty of time to grow and take advantage of some of the growing season that we've got at the moment. So in that early summer period is a great time to be planting your things like your courgettes, your cucumbers and your tomato plants, and once you've got a good growing structure for them, they're going to really take off. Now is also a really good time to thin out your apples, pears and plums. You need a really good cycle of your salad crops, so try and space out if you've got the room for it, so that you've got a constant supply of things like your lettuce and your kale and that kind of stuff. Trim down your herbs, that's a really good one, and that way you're again encouraging that new growth. You want to be sowing your potatoes now. That's going to give them heaps of time to get growing in that really good sort of growing season. And also don't forget to use plenty of feed on your plants. A lot of people tend to go for these raised garden beds these days. That's excellent. They're really good for what they are, but remember that the problem with raised garden beds is that they do tend to lose a lot of the nutrient in the soil, so that you have to keep feeding things like sea salt and power feeds and so on. Try and make sure you're using organic varieties. It's always best if you do, and go from there. Alrighty. So thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll be catching you in my next video.